Hey guys, Josh here. Today we are going to be doing our final predictions for the F1 2016 driver market. Let's kick it off then talking about the teams who are yet to confirm both of their drivers for 2016, starting off with McLaren, who have actually confirmed Jenson Button but haven't confirmed Fernando Alonso. There was rumours in Japan, especially from the likes of Ted Kravis, that Fernando Alonso actually might leave McLaren, possibly taking a gap year or even joining Renault. But personally, I 100% cannot say that. I'm certain that Fernando Alonso will be driving for McLaren in 2016, so there's no need to say any more about that. Similarly with Carlos Sainz, he's not actually confirmed at Toro Rosso, but I can't really see any reason why he wouldn't sign for Toro Rosso. Possibly a couple of feuds, of course, that happened in Hungary and Singapore, where favouritism was shown to Verstappen by the team in Hungary, and then of course Verstappen denying team orders in Singapore could possibly lead to a fractured relationship between Sainz and Toro Rosso, or certainly Sainz's kind of sponsorship kind of company, and of course Sainz's father as well, the people that of course manage Carlos Sainz. And you know, in case they fall out with Toro Rosso, then you could possibly see Carlos Sainz going elsewhere. Could he possibly even go with Renault, of course, the engine manufacturer for Toro Rosso, of course, with their works team for 2016? Could we see Carlos Sainz there? That would be a really good move for the Spaniard, certainly, because I believe he's not going to be going to Red Bull in the future. I'm pretty sure Verstappen is nailed on to that Red Bull drive, and really Sainz might not fit into it, depending, of course, if Ferrari want Max Verstappen, of course. You know, if they want him for 2017, then I guess there could be a space at Red Bull for 2016. For 2017, sorry, but for Carlos Sainz. But I do believe if he got an offer from Renault, he'd have to take it, and it would certainly be an improvement on Toro Rosso next year, who really are not going to have a very good car if they are going to be running the 2015 Ferrari engine. Anyway, let's move on to the next team then, which is Haas. They've already confirmed Romain Grosjean as one of their drivers, but who's going to be partnering him? Well, the main paddock belief is it's going to be Esteban Gutierrez, of course, the 2010 GP3 champion, and of course raced in GP2 as well and won a few races there, but didn't quite do as well as he did in GP3, couldn't quite match the pace of the likes of Valsecchi and those people who were winning the championship around then, in Grosjean and Maldonado. But, he could be back in Formula 1 then to try and prove a point, because between 2013 and 2014 he was highly regarded as just kind of a pay driver. Didn't really do much, kind of got thrashed by Nico Hülkenberg, didn't do too well against Sutil either, binned points in Monaco, and I believe was in Germany possibly, or it was somewhere else as well. Gutierrez binned points and didn't get any points in 2014, and only scored points on one occasion in 2013, when Nico Hülkenberg scored points on, I think it was 8 or 9 occasions or something crazy like that. So, Gutierrez really hasn't had the best F1 career to date, but he does know the Ferrari power unit, and of course he is a Ferrari reserve driver, so I think it's highly likely he's going to be filling that seat. Possible competitors, of course, could be Jean-Eric Vergne for that seat, Kevin Magnussen possibly, but, the main paddock belief does seem to suggest it's going to be Esteban Gutierrez who's filling that seat, so I'm going to go with Gutierrez and Grosjean for Haas for 2016. Let's move on to talk about the next team then, which is Manor, and this is a really interesting one. Of course, they've just got the Mercedes engines. The Manor seats are usually very hard to predict, and it's similar with this, for 2016 as well. I do believe, though, one driver nailed on for one of the seats for 2016 is the 2015 DTM champion, of course, just crowned today, Pascal Wehrlein. Would be an excellent fit, really. I'm a massive fan of him, and I think he's done a brilliant job in DTM this year. Also has some experience in single-seater racing as well. Is part of the Mercedes Young Driver program, so Mercedes, of course, are going to want him in. So that's pretty much nailed, I think. We can say pretty much 80% sure that Wehrlein is going to be driving for Manor in 2016. Who's going to be partnering, though? This is much more difficult. Could it be Will Stevens? I think is a very likely prospect. If you look at what he's been saying to the media, it does sound like he's pretty confident of a seat for 2016. Could it be possibly Alexander Rossi, Roberto Merry, Max Chilton perhaps? That would be pretty interesting. Maybe even Timo Glock, who is rumoured to be possibly getting us a shock switch to Manor for 2016. Of course, he was in the paddock at the last race in Russia, so that's a pretty interesting idea. Possibly watch out for Timo Glock, but I kind of highly doubt it. Manor were dropping hints on Twitter about it being Glock, but I can't really see that working out, to be honest. I mean, he's already kind of turned his back on F1. He completely obliterated it, really. His comments in the media, just completely you know, basically just called F1 out and, you know, basically just said some really not nice things about F1 really. But, you know, we could still see him return. He's done fairly well in DTM, but probably not as well as he really wanted to. Of course, he's been beaten by Verline as well. And, you know, that would be pretty interesting lineup really, you know, two 2015 DTM drivers in F1 driving for Manor in the same team would be really cool. And of course, it's going to be a really you know, interesting prospect really for anybody who gets in that Manor seat, because there are rumours it's kind of a Mercedes B team, or at least it's, you know, very close links to Mercedes and indeed Williams. So could we possibly see, you know, a different Mercedes young driver, possibly Esteban Ocon as well, going in? But I kind of doubt that. I think we're going to see Ocon in DTM, and he's going to follow a similar route to Verline and then be in that manner for 2017 or 2018 most likely. Rio Haryanto, of course, is another name as well, so it's just really hard to predict who's going to be in that manner. But I'm going to stick my head on the line. I'm going to go with Pascal Verline. Of course, that's pretty nailed on, but I think the person going to be partnering in is going to be Alexander Rossi. I'm going to go with. I was thinking Will Stevens previously, but I think I'm going to change that now to Alexander Rossi. Who's going to be partnering Pastor Maldonado at Renault? Oh, well, that's a tough one. I think it could be John O'Verne. It does seem to be going that way at the moment. Possible rumours it's going to be Jolyon Palmer, of course, the current reserve driver and 2014 GP2 champion. Possibly also it could be, you know, Kevin Magnussen, maybe. He's just been released by McLaren. I'm just kind of struggling to kind of picture that really. I think it's most likely to be John O'Verne, not just because he's French. I don't really get this this concept where a team has to get a driver from its nationality. You know, like a French team has to get a French driver, an American team has to get an American driver. I don't really believe in that philosophy, so I think that it will be John O'Verne, not because he's French, but because he's a bloody good driver. He's got great experience with Toro Rosso, you know, which of course has links with Red Bull, which of course Red Bull are a really good team. He's worked with Renault in the past, of course, at Toro Rosso. So for me, John O'Verne is the perfect fit. Although it could be Magnussen or Palmer, I am going to go with John O'Verne. So that's pretty much then all the seats, I believe. So just to recap then, at Manor we put in Alexander Rossi and Pascal Verline. At Renault we put in John O'Verne alongside Pastor Maldonado. At Haas we put Esteban Gutierrez alongside Romain Grosjean. Then Sainz and Alonso will be staying on at Toro Rosso and McLaren respectively. So I really hope I haven't missed any teams out. I'm pretty sure I've covered everyone, but still had seats up for grabs. The rest are all confirmed. You can see that on Wikipedia. If you guys are unsure about that, that's why I didn't bother mentioning it, because I'm sure you guys already know that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys can let me know down in the comment section below for one final time your F1 2016 driver predictions. We'll be doing them for 2017 before long, so don't worry. I know these always go down really well, so I would like to thank you for that support. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.